welcome to my channel, Haylee Marie Vintage. You guessed it, today we are doing a fabric, sewing notions, whatever haul. So for this one, I have mentioned that I'm going to be counting in yardages, like that's coming into my stash versus leaving in this year. However, all this stuff I bought last year. I'm actually filming this in December right now, so it's not going to count towards those totals. We will start January 1st. Actually, we'll probably start post-Christmas because I'm planning on going to a fabric store in Denver. So these are not going to go towards this total. However, you will see in the future of these hauls things going towards these totals. So let's go ahead and get started. We're going to basically do notions, fabric, pattern. With that, I went to an estate sale of somebody who made corsets and belly dancing costumes. It was really interesting. The person was there, which I do think if you're going to run an estate sale, don't have the owner there. And I had to actually like physically wait for her to return from wherever she went to for her to price things. But I got everything from that estate sale for $35, including all of this different boning and some busks and things like that, so I'm quite happy. I will say the other problem is like we looked up a busk on Amazon and it cost like $250 or something, and she's like, so $250 a busk, and I'm like, well then I'm just gonna go buy it from Amazon. I'm not, because I try not to buy from Amazon and I like buying used stuff, but the whole point of an estate sale is stuff should be significantly cheaper than it is brand new. So I don't feel like I got maybe as good of a deal on the boning as I should have, but it's okay because I have some fabric from there later that'll show you that I got a killer deal on. It all adds up, or like it all levels out or whatever, but remember, estate sales are supposed to be trying to sell things to get rid of them, not make as much money as possible. If you want to make as much money as possible, you need to run through like eBay, or there's just a lot more work than even just putting on an estate sale. So just a reminder, I guess, from your local thrifty sewing person. I also got, I don't think these I feel the need to show up close. They're basically trims that I will be able to lace things through. They have like nice edges for that. I got these at Seattle Creative. I paid $3.25 for each one. They were originally priced at $7.99. They're Simplicity. I had another trim that I bought from them. Oh, here it is. I also got, this is very similar to what I use to do the lacings for my gunny sacks. They do have it noted that it's hand tatted ? This is definitely machine made trim. And then from that same Seattle Creative run, I got these two pieces. They're just nice neckline pieces. I picked up both of them. I probably didn't need both of them. They were $2 each. But I have a problem. And then I also got, this is, I forget the name of it. It's like stash, I don't know. But it's what I use to lace up my gunny sacks, like the physical laces, and they were on sale at Mood. And I got one in navy and one in magenta. Actually, also from Seattle Creative, I got a bunch of different sizes of elastics. As I've started some different things like overall and pants sewing, I find that I need elastic occasionally. So they had a pretty good supply of what looked like fairly new elastic, so I picked some of this up there at varying sizes. Because when I can, I try to buy used. And then I'll show you this lace up close. It's just this really cute little floral lace. There's 3.5 yards of it, and I think it's really pretty. I got some pattern weights from Style Maker Fabrics. I've mentioned these pattern weights a ton before. They're my favorite, but I think you need more than one set for them to function well. This is my second set. I'll probably buy a third set at some point. I just like them because they sit well on the curves and all that stuff. And the other thing I got is I got a bunch of Hug Snug seam binding. This is what I use to bind my things. I got a bunch, and then I found out that they actually are no longer producing this. So I might pick up a few more colors as I hopefully see them online, because I'm pretty bummed that they're no longer going to produce this because I use this a ton. I got some gray, blue, black, purple, and teal. For me, seam binding just needs to match good enough. I'm not going to like perfectly match every single project I do. I'm not quite sure where I picked this up. It's clearly at a thrift store, and it's just a nice little iron stand. I saw this and I thought it would just be nice, actually probably to take to my mom's house because she does not have an iron stand, and I think it will be a nice thing to have. And I don't feel like you see those a ton. Another thing that I got is It's So Keys double-sided fusible stay tape in clear. I use this for interfacing my zippers so they're more reinforced and easier to sew. This is not a washout fusible interfacing, so I feel like it keeps that sturdiness for a while. I just think it's good to give that extra stability to your zipper area. I ordered actually 2 packs of these. I already broke into the other pack. She's definitely changed the I don't know what to call it, the formula of this since last time I bought it. It actually goes on better, so I'm perfectly happy with that. The paper is just definitely thicker, which makes it significantly easier to work with. So like I said, no complaints. However, she did change it. If you have been buying this for years, it is a little bit different. And then I got, I don't know why, I got this variegated tatting thread. I do occasionally do some really small crochet work I make to put onto a garment. And I really liked the colors and the variation in this one. We are already down to like buttons and studs and things. So at Seattle Recreative, there are a ton of studs. Got a ton of different shapes because I'm thinking next year I would like to make like a really fun Western denim jacket. And I really liked that they had a bunch of variations. And then again, buying secondhand, I'll always do that. We just have some like small circles, bigger circles, and then we have these weird oblong like oval ones that I think could make some really cool floral designs all together. Buttons, I kind of broke these into themes and I will show you close-ups on them. So my first theme is I got some like generic metal buttons. These are just like some different florals or things that I think would be nice. I really tried to get a bunch of neutral buttons because when I'm looking for buttons for projects, I find what I'm missing in my stash often is neutrals. So we have some gold, some silver, some bronze, things like that in this little stack. This one here is just kind of like some nice 1940s celluloid, no, not cellulite, that's the thing on your body, celluloid buttons. I really liked these colors. These are colors that I use a lot and I can see working for me. They're also sizes that I use fairly frequently. I really like, there's like these pink floral ones in here that I can't wait to use for something. I got a bunch of like nicer mother of pearl buttons. These I use a lot and I don't actually have a ton in my stash. I have some like pretty, these are like some octagon ones. I have some ones with some pretty designs in here. And then these ones are kind of more simple but still have that extra feature that I really like. I definitely find myself more inclined towards mother of pearl, especially as I'm making more blouses and things like that. Next up, I just have some kind of basic white buttons. I bought this for a project that I'm currently working on. And then I saw these little floral ones that I thought were really cute. So I bought a bunch of them because I think they could be really nice on like a plain garment as like the feature. Talking about neutrals, I got a ton of different neutrals. So these are some like black ones with a brown center that I like because they're, again, have that extra detail, but they're not so contrasted black and white like some of the other buttons I have. So I feel like they might blend better into certain clothing items. And then I have kind of like a whole bunch of like either stone or wood or plastic shank buttons. I can just see these being useful as I've kind of gotten a little bit more earthy in some of my projects. And I think these will make a good like touch to anything that's kind of more green brown oriented as opposed to like the bright colors and florals I use. I have just some, these are just like some basic clear ones that I picked up that are, I think will be nice for something where I don't want the buttons to feature much. And then I also got these really nice, they're like black ball buttons that I thought were really cute. I'll link the vendor. I got a bunch of these from a singular vendor and I just thought they had a fantastic button collection on Etsy. They were rather pricey, but I thought that their buttons were good, and so I'll link them down below because I really was very impressed. And then I have a bunch of like various glass or faux glass buttons I got these. There's some really nice, very tiny black glass swirl buttons that I thought were really interesting. This is all from the same vendor again. Anything where you'll see it has like this little sticky note with a number on it is from that vendor. They also sent me a bunch of extra clear glass ones, which I am happy with because I actually use those a lot. I've been kind of moving from hook and eyes back here to a little button at the top because for my particular like sensor stuff, like I just find it way easier to do, and then I get to use all the cool buttons I've accumulated. I have so many cool single buttons. So I've started kind of moving to that model, so I think these will be perfect for doing that just because I have a hard time feeling the hook and eye and I'm dressing myself. I don't have somebody else to help me most of the time. So having the button actually sticking out and then a buttonhole that I make with thread out of the loop to actually feel it is really nice. I also got, these are really cute. They remind me of ice cubes. They're just cube glass buttons. They're just some nice, pretty blue one, light blue ones that are, these ones are plastic. I picked them up for 80 cents somewhere. These I got for $2 each. They're just some, $2 each. I think $2 for the whole thing. They're just some nice glass pink buttons. These are more clear buttons. These are a whole bunch of them for, again, like a project where I don't want the buttons to stand up much, but I want to feel like a really nice feature. And then last is these like green globy fun buttons that I really like. They're very 60s. So that's it for kind of like the fun buttons, I guess. I don't need any buttons really like those that I just showed you in my stash. Like the neutral ones are really something that I've noticed a gap in my stash, and I know the normal thing, it could be just buying buttons for the things that I make. However, I'm a hoarder, first of all. Second of all, I really like having a stash that I can be working on a project and have a bunch of choices from, and buttons don't take that much space. I say as I look at my, I mean, they take like not even a half shelf, so I think it's great. I did abstain from buying any more hooks, eyes, or snaps during, I guess, this purchase period because of having too many. I have a whole tub of them and it's a little bit excessive. I also realized I forgot in the trim section, I got this trim from Mood. It's this, I'll again probably give you a close-up. Ugh, I so carefully stacked those. But it's just this nice clear trim. I have some Western wear plans for next year, and I think this would look really cute with the metal studs I showed you. I think it'll be very Dolly Parton inspired, essentially. Now I have to restack my patterns, and they're not going to be in the order I planned. And now everything's falling apart. Okay, I have mentioned I'm back off of the banning of buying linens like this because I have an actual plan for all of these. These were a good price, and I thought they were really cute. I liked that this one was round. I liked the trim on this, and I also thought the flowers on it were quite fantastic. For some fabrics, I got some purple lining. I actually got this for a project, but I now have changed what I'm doing with the project, so it no longer works for that project, but it's okay. Having lining like this around is very useful. This is the other thing that came with the estate sale. Actually, before I touch that, the estate sale where I bought all those busks and corset stuff from, she just had like rolls and rolls of cotton bias tape in white, so I bought a roll of this. There's probably like over 100 yards in this. And my plan is to just dye it for certain projects or different colors, or I have a friend who dyes stuff, so anytime she's dyeing something, just giving her a chunk of this so she can dye it. I've already dyed some dark green, and I think I also have some we dyed with onion skins, so it's like a creamy color. But yeah, I thought this was a crazy. I paid $5 for this and then the fabrics I'm about to show you. So that's why, even though I feel like I got a little bit ripped off on the corset stuff, I got such a good deal on this stuff that I'm not that mad about it. And especially now that I've tested and I know this dyes really, really well, I'm pretty excited to have it, especially because this bias tape is like actual cotton and is not the nasty plasticky stuff from Joann's, which is what I normally use. So I'm pretty pumped about that. And then this I am also pretty pumped about. I don't know if you can tell, this is a really beautiful silk. It's a nice blue silk, and I essentially didn't pay that much for it. I felt it and I was like, I think this is silk, but obviously I can't burn test it in her house. So I bought it, burn tested it, was silk. And then the other one I bought is this. It's like a upholstery fabric with some black floral things on it. I think I want to make either a corset or a vest out of this. I think it would be really cute and a very functional piece for my wardrobe. So that's my plans for it. And then these all have to all give you a close-up, but I bought a ton of different white fabrics from Style Maker Fabrics. This one is a nice white double gauze with some cool flower embroidery. I use white blouses a lot in my wardrobe, so I wanted to just make a bunch with some really nice fabrics and different textures to be able to rotate through. This one here, it has like every other polka dot and ladder stitch. And each of these I only needed like a yard or two for the blouses I'm making. This one has like a subtle stripe to it. I am planning on making a pretty big blousey one with this. This is also a double gauze. And then this is a cotton lawn. I think plan on doing a long sleeve blouse. It's a stripe that is it's a different feeling than that gauze. I'm going to make too many white blouses, but it's a good problem to have, I think. And then the last one is my favorite. I'll probably order more of this, and I might even dye some of it at some point because I really like, it's basically like, it has like this ladder stitch up the front. I forget what that's actually called, and I think it's absolutely stunning, and I can't wait to make a blouse with it. It's gonna turn out so cute. And then this, I'll show you this one probably close up too. This has one of my favorite flowers on it. It has a bunch of snowdrops in pink. I have 4 yards of this, so enough to make a dress. It is a ruby star fabric. I was astounded when I found this at Seattle Recreative because it was from a new collection that dropped like that month. So somebody must have bought it and not liked it very much. Their loss is my gain. I will definitely be making like a cute little 1940s dress out of this. Then last, this was my, actually I think only impulse Black Friday purchase on things. So I went to Joann's on Black Friday, which I know it's a choice. I went later in the day to avoid the crowds. It's that I needed something for a project I was working on, and I walked past their Liberty of London display, and they were doing 25% off their fabric, which is about the best discount I've ever seen. It has all these beautiful pink and purple and blue flowers. I'm gonna definitely make like a gunny sacks of some type out of it. I got 6.5 yards, I think. Did I need it? No, but I'm pretty proud that that was my only impulse purchase for Black Friday fabric. Actually, hold up, I realized I left a fabric out of it. it. This is the last fabric that I realized I totally forgot. It's a lavender corduroy. This is from Blackbird Fabrics, I think. They're in Canada. But I got this because I want to make another pair of corduroy overalls. I love my pair that I made on this channel so much, and I want to make the exact same pair in a lavender purple with this little Pride cat patch on the front pocket. I think it's gonna be so cute. I will not be making this one on camera. I'm gonna make this one actually pretty much after I film this video because I'm so excited about it and I know it'll be a staple in my wardrobe. Now, that wraps up fabric. So let's talk patterns. I have a ton of patterns here. So first up, I must have thrifted this or something. It's just a 1980s blouse with big sleeves, and I really liked it, specifically this version. It has a collar with like a little flower detail that I think is so cute and I kind of want to make. And then I kind of went on a Hollywood Patterns buying binge because I love their patterns and I've made a few of their patterns and they always turn out really well for me. Thought this one was pretty with the gathers and it looks really, really comfy, and it looks like you can make it so you attach like the belt after and kind of actually this cute little ruffle to the belt, and I thought that was really fun. And this one here just is kind of, well, I actually know Anne Shirley. I mean, I don't know her, I know of her. I just thought this dress was really lovely with, it kind of has just like a bunch of like sweetheart details. It has like almost like a sweetheart neck, a sweetheart waist, and then a sweetheart pockets, and I thought it was absolutely darling. And then I have an Ida Lupino of Paramount. This one is just kind of a beautiful basic dress. You can also make it full length. I absolutely adore dresses like this. The dresses I have in my wardrobe like this, I wear a ton. This one was a Vintage Vogue. I went to a shop that had a bunch of these and they were like, I think $8 each or something like that. Like they were a really good price. This one I like kind of the way the fabric falls. I actually think, I don't usually like something that I would consider more of a pencil skirt, but I think the way this one's draped will work really, really nicely on me. This one was also at that shop. It's just a nice 1950s. I liked the like sash detail and that they kind of have like a sash that you make to go on a couple different ways. I always think that's really nice. This one here I ordered off of Etsy. I just really liked the sleeves and I thought this was a really nice silhouette. And again, it's in a size 14, which is kind of my new size. Here, this one I also picked up at the shop. I think I'm pretty determined to make the exact dress on the pattern, this like butter yellow, except for I'll probably make the dress in blue because yellow like that is not the best on my skin tone. But I think this dress is darling and I want to basically replicate it. More 50s dresses. I just thought it was really cute. I liked that it has the ruffles at the bust, which I find really flattering on me. And then it also has the kind of flat front with a more ruching and gathers around the hips and back, which is my preference. So this one, I just adore this neckline and this waistline and the way this is. It's like kind of like that princess themed gourd skirt thing with a peasant blouse, which is like my dream dress. So of course I had to pick it up. And then this one here, I really liked the little, like, it has a bunch of cool belt elements that you can make and you can swap out on the pattern. And then the dress under it actually looks quite comfy. And I think the little collar and the sleeves on this are really, really nice. This one here I saw come up. I can't remember. I spent probably way too much money on this one, honestly. But this one is a gunny sacks pattern. It includes both the blouse and the skirt. And I think this skirt's really cute. And I'm looking to replace a gunny sack skirt that I grew out of recently. So I just really like this skirt. I think it's going to make a great replacement and I have a ton of denim I will make it with. This one I bought at the antique mall as well. It's this really wild jumpsuit. It's supposed to be like one of those like one jumpsuit a gajillion ways. I'm for sure going to make it because I'm intrigued. Do I think it's actually going to turn out as amazing as it looks on the cover? Probably not, but I want to try it because yeah, this is just a very intriguing thing to me. And now I'm into my overall stack. The rest of these patterns are different overall patterns that I bought because I have a problem and an obsession. This one here, I liked the more straight-legged silhouette and that they were a little less flared. I also found just the different patches they have included inspiring. This one here, I liked the skirt version. And then I liked the way these pants are, like they're a different pocket, like all the rest are kind of almost more that patch pocket look, and these ones are a little bit more integrated. This one here I bought because I really like the overalls themselves. These are a little bit more flared, but I like the buttons down the side. And then I also think the overall dress that they have on this is so freaking cute. and I can't wait to make it for summer. And kind of similar, this is I think like a perfect summer overall. I really like the way the bust line is on this. I think it's really interesting, and it's definitely like a chicer version of an overall, I guess. And then this one here I've actually already made. I just didn't make on the channel. This is just a cute overall essentially. Honestly, I think I partially bought it because it looks like two lesbians on the pattern front, and I got excited by that. And then this one here is like kind of more like a romper playsuit type of overall vibe. Like it's definitely less chic, but I have fabrics I want to use for this, and I think it will just be kind of like a fun adult toddler essentially look. And then I have one more pile of patterns. These are a few things of subscriber mail. These are people who sent me patterns. I'm really actually very excited about this one. This is a package from Jill, and it comes with this really cute pair of jeans. I don't actually, does this have a year? 1982. These are actually almost exactly the jeans I'm looking to make. I'm gonna have to size them up a smidge. I have a 2-inch bigger waist in the pattern, but this was my size back, I think, when she sent it. But I think these overalls, I mean, not these overalls, I'm really like brains on overalls. I think these jeans are actually perfect and will probably be what I use to make a pair of jeans, because I really like the 80s denim fit. It's my favorite decade of jeans. So I will definitely be using this one, and thank you so much, Jill. And then the next one is from Michelle. I believe she has a shop. Let me find the name. It's the Proud to Be Canadian shop. I will link it down below. So she sent a bunch of smaller patterns to me. But yeah, I'll link her Etsy and she also has eBay if you're an eBay prefer over Etsy. I'll link both those down below, and we'll just kind of run through these patterns. I looked through them quickly. They're all within my size range of what's really easy to size up. There's this cute 60s probably pattern with box pleats. These pants are super cute. They're like I don't know how to describe this type of pant, but I really like this type of pant. She also sent me this cute little, it's like a blouse one. This one I'll probably pass on to some friends. This one's not quite my style, but I do know people who it is their style. Oh, look at this little house coat. I think this house coat's really, really cute, and I love the pastels. This is a really nice, it's an empire waist 70s piece. This is actually perfectly my size. It says it's an easy 4 main pattern pieces. Ooh, I like that little main pattern pieces, as if it's not all the little pattern pieces that make a pattern hard. This one here is also pretty 60s. It has the 60s like bell skirt. I love the little hats. Look at those. This one might be one that I might pass on to somebody who I know will use it. I can only keep so many patterns. This blouse, however, I really like this blouse. Yes! Okay, so I've been wanting to make a knit mock neck. Wow, Spooky is very alarmed. Knit mock neck turtleneck, and I've been looking for pattern. I have not been able to find one. Thank you, Michelle. The pattern gods blessed me, and now I have one to actually use. Ooh, this is a really cute 60s. This one's definitely a little bit small for me. I absolutely adore this shape. And it's just like a little nice shirt dress. This one's gorgeous. I keep saying I'm not gonna make any more scalloped pieces, but I really think with the right fabric, this would fit into my style really well. I love the little stripey one. This is fun. I think this will make a fun little cover up. It's a 2-piece pattern again. So this one's really interesting. So basically it's like fuller in the back and you put the belt around it. This looks really great for size fluctuations. She really packed this box. Again, huge thank you to Michelle, because I don't know how you fit this stuff in this box. It's not that big of a box. I mean, I know when you sell patterns for a living, you're a pro. Ooh, this is another good knit dress. I think this would be really cute to do a knit, and it would be really comfy. And then this guy here is right up my alley. It's like a faux shirt dress. I really like that the women on it look like elves. I think this is so cute, and it actually comes with the purse pattern, so I think that's really, really fun. So that wraps it up. Thank you to Michelle and Jill for the patterns. Thank you so much for watching. You'll definitely have to watch as I make a bunch of these up. Not everything ends up on my channel because I literally probably couldn't sew all these patterns in a year. Pattern collecting and fabric collecting are a separate hobby from sewing, don't you know? Definitely stay tuned for when I make some of these, and I will see you next time. Bye!